money, right? And in order for a man to show he really cares, he has to spend some money. So for me, I asked 3 different men. My body's so sore, I feel like I need a massage. One answer was,
Christine, let me help you out, sis. What you just did there is anti-seductive. Anti-seductive. Now, you may not care, but I want to help you so don't make the mistake again, because this was very much anti-seductive. Robert Greene mentions the anti-seductive traits that people exhibit in the dating field. Women know about this. A man that's not generous is anti-seductive. A man that's rude can be anti-seductive. A man that is passive can be anti-seductive. But what does it mean for a woman to be anti-seductive when it comes to the dating realm? Well, with our good sis here, Christine, she is a financial leech. That is anti-seductive. There is no reward in that man giving you money because you're just leeching from him, all right? She's a complainer and an accuser of the brethren like Satan, and that is not attractive at all. She's overfamiliar too quickly. She's a guilt tripper, and also she's transactional in her movements, okay? And so because of those things, and I'm going to break them all down for you, don't worry, she is anti-seductive in this scenario. Her tone, her word choice, the fact that she uses money so many times in this makes it seem like it's not about an exchange, it's about her getting something out of you. So now you've become an object of the heist. You've become a mark in her eye. So Bello now is the mark, and he feels that because he lets her know that, hold on a minute, this doesn't feel right, you know, and he mentions it. And so this doesn't feel right because it feels like she only wants me for my money, nothing else. Whereas if our good siren over there, Dominique, decided to ask him to pay for her nails, she would have had it because there is an investment intimately, not sexually, intimately already. Men want to know that there's an investment that you've put into it in order to retrieve something from it. Men are very much 1 for 1. So if you cook and you clean, that's a 1 for 1. Then he buys something for you, right? Or, you know, in the same way, that's how men's minds thinks. So when she decided to say, obviously, that she asked 3 other men as well. Ooh, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's play a little game.
Dang, I would love to, but I'm not in the position right now. I understand that. Oh my God, you're used to a $300 massage? Let me send you $150. Matter of fact, here's $180 because that's what I.
Now, she done told him that she first of all sent this. Now, the problem also is another part I didn't mention. She's a tester. And the problem with testing is you're not supposed to say it. So the fact that she came out and said it, she's revealing the whole entire game. Like, babe, I need you to stop. It's anti-seductive, right? Don't explain the seduction. Let the seduction take place. You feel me? So now you're telling him that you're texting 3 other men and you ask them the same question because you want to see what they would say. How is that going to be sexy? Please tell me how that's sexy, right? It's not sexy, right? It's not seductive. It's not enticing. It's not attractive. In this particular environment, it's not. Then you say to them, obviously, the different results that they gave, the different answers they gave. Nobody actually gave you £300, which is also, again, another anti-seduction. So no one actually would have given you the £300. So you're not even worth the £300 now? That's what it's telling me. You said you can get £300 out of these men, and none of these men could actually give you the £300. That's very anti-seductive. Okay? That's not going to work, sis.
Have to offer. That's a real ass answer. Not gonna call your answer weak, but you didn't give one.
No, I did give an answer.
Nope. You responded with, "Oh, I didn't even see this."
You said that you felt like you wanted a massage.
And then she goes on to scold him and tell him off for the fact that he didn't part ways with his money for something that she wanted to do for herself. After admitting that she tested him, which is she tried to manipulate him. So she's actually admitting that she manipulated. Now, the only reason I can think of her really doing this is because she never actually liked this man. For you to reveal the seduction itself, you don't like that man. You hate his guts. And that makes it even more nasty that you actually want to get money out of him. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like that is not the way to go. And this next part here too.
In the morning, I didn't get the message till 3 p.m.
Do you think that I couldn't get a massage in the evening? If a man wants to come and take care of me, you gotta understand what that entails, right?
This situation made
If a man's got to get with me, he's got to know what that entails. Now you sound very entitled, and you sound like a complainer and an accuser. Sis, you're trying to guilt trip a brother. It's not looking good. Okay, we're going to break this video down a bit more in the next few minutes. But before I do, make sure you do me a massive favor. Like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notifications of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You get... Nope. Let's leave that alone. But you got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because streets out there are hot. Let's get into this video. Okay, she is anti-seductive. What does that mean? She has traits that break the intimacy and the spell of the seduction that she's trying to cast on this man. We have seen him in that same pink jacket, which means he was at the home of Dominique earlier on eating oxtail. So he's gone from oxtail to accusations, bro. Okay, that's not a good flex, right? Now, the 5 aspects I spoke about when it comes to the anti-seductive traits that Christine presents is financial leech, the complainer, the overfamiliar, the guilt tripper, and also transactional temptress. Okay, let's take the first one first. Okay, the financial leech. Okay, financial leech, in a sense, all it means is she wants his money without actually there being any form of intimacy. She wants his money without there being any sort of connection happening between the two of them. And intimacy isn't sex; it's connection. Right? What makes him want to give and part his wallet is that he recognizes we have a special bond and connection. She doesn't have that. So now it feels like he's a mark. Her material request before connection and expectancy and entitlement of his provision is very much pride. It's very much disrespectful, and also it's a turn off. And that's why you see that Bello did not respond to the text message, because you then sent a message about trying to test him, and he knew it. That's why he didn't respond. He can say, oh, I didn't see it to 3 p.m. No, he knew what he was doing. He didn't want to respond because he didn't like what you just said. You had no investment in him to ask for such a request, and that's a big problem. Number 2 is the complainer of the brethren, okay? The accuser of the brethren. I know what I'm saying is the wrong word, brethren. Okay, when Satan accuses the brethren and says you committed certain sins, nobody likes that, bro. And it's the same thing when a woman starts complaining and whinging and moaning and saying all these times just because she wants access to your money. It's a complete turn off. So I couldn't get a massage in the evening. Sis, you said it in the morning, but not even that. Yeah, you're not going to get any kind of massage out of me because you're being rude and entitled, right? So now she's becoming across as controlling, hard to please, emotionally demanding. Like she's demanding more than she's actually put in. You want a better return of investment than the amount of money you've actually put into the shares, which is nuts behavior, by the way. Okay. All right. Number 3 is you're overfamiliar. Okay. You're complaining. You're asking multiple men. You're telling him about that multiple men that you asked as well, which is just nuts to me. You're assuming he should give you your money, and then you're impatient. Your impatience, okay, and lack of tact is nasty work. Nasty work. Come on, sis, man. You gotta do better. We gotta do better.
A drop on my list just because she just seems like she wants my money. And if that is the narrative of the relationship, you gotta recalibrate.
He got to recalibrate. Okay. All right. So the overfamiliar behavior, right, is complaining. It's asking multiple men. I've said this already, but it's really is it's a sense of familiarity breeding contempt. You think you can talk to me this way because you think we have some level of connection, but you've misread the level of connection that we actually have. That's why you're talking to me anyhow, anyway. You're too close and too familiar. You've got too friendly. I've been around you for too much, and you don't respect me the way you should. Right? That's anti-seductive. Men don't want women that don't respect them. That's very much a turn off, apart from when in the bedroom and people want you to do some nasty stuff. But in real life, that is a turn off. Number 4 is the guilt trip. Okay. If a man wants to take care of me, he should know what it entails. Okay. That's what she said. Yeah. She said those words.
You responded with, oh, I didn't even see this.
You said that you felt like you wanted a massage in the morning. I didn't get the message till 3 p.m.
Do you think that I couldn't get a massage in the evening?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Whenever a woman starts going into a real ass men, a real ass answer, prove yourself to me, you owe me. That's basically what you sound like. You sound like you owe me, like he owes you, and that you must prove yourself to her. When a real man would, a real ass man would, a real answer is like when you start doing that, you're really just trying to guilt trip the man, okay? And what you don't recognize is you're being anti-seductive when you do that, because you are trying to tell him, okay, you're trying to manipulate him into guilt and then into him them supplying what you actually need. It's another manipulative tactic, but it doesn't work because it's meant to be seductive and it's not seducing. It creates a roadblock. Okay. And number 5 is obviously easy. Transactional temptress. Okay. You're asking for an advance payment and you haven't showed any potential for it. All right. You keep saying money, 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 but you've let money get in the way of the seduction. You've let money get in the way, okay, of your connection. You've done it too early and it's killed the momentum and killed the vibe. Okay, your word choice and your volume and your tone are so important when you're delivering the message. You want him to part of his finances, start connecting with him on a deeper level. Old girl is ahead of you in the lane. She's already cooking oxtail while you're there. While you were doing what? Chopping on the food while there. But the other woman in competition was feeding that man, making that man better, making that man feel good, making that man feel loved and appreciated. She was building a connection, Dominique was. But with Christine, she hasn't done that. She wants the man, she wants the idea of the man and wants the finances of the man, but don't actually want the man. Either that or she felt pressure from Dominique. And I don't think she would ever admit that she felt pressure from Dominique. So let's keep it as you just don't respect the man. You don't want him really and truly. You probably don't even find him attractive, but you're just trying to because he has resources that would make your life easier. And so you're trying to buy your way in. But authenticity recognizes authenticity. Sis, you don't want him. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. Those 5 topics there for why people are become anti-seductive. You're a financial leech, you're a complainer, you are somebody who's over familiar, you guilt trip, and you're transactional. Those things are going to be anti-seductive for any man in any given situation. All right, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Still up, so we'll see you again soon. Much love.